Ready for action as war was declared, Uxbridge was, for a time, the most important operations room in Britain. The Prime Minister was a frequent visitor. Joan Fanshawe, serving in the bunker in 1940, secretly recorded his visits.
It was quite against all rules and regulations to keep a diary, but I kept one throughout the war, and I used to hide it in my gas mask container.
One particular visit stands out.
September the 15th. I was on duty till nearly 1 because Churchill was upstairs and we could not change over in a blitz.
That blitz was to prove the heaviest daylight raid of the war. On September 15, 1940, London held its breath. 200 heavily armed German bombers were approaching. And if Hitler could destroy Churchill's air defenses, the path to invasion lay open. All records of sightings were channeled into the plotting room. First reports of German aircraft came from radar stations on the coast. These were then translated into map positions by plotters like Joan.
If they were enemy aircraft, it would say H, hostile, and it would say how many aircraft there were and at what height they were flying. As soon as they touched the coast, the Observer Corps took over and picked up the aircraft, and they passed them to Fighter Command headquarters.
The station controller reacted to the latest information. He sent up fighter squadrons to intercept the German raiders. Churchill knew it was make or break. This was the pivotal day of the Battle of Britain.
Churchill sat there absolutely enthralled as the plotters pushed the indicators across the board and as the lights lit up to show the Germans coming and the British squadrons rising to fight them.
You can imagine it would become extremely busy because then we come across our own squadrons here. 303 has come from Northolt, and that means there are 22 aircraft in it flying at 22,000 feet. So the controller could get them up to the right height to oppose the enemy aircraft coming in.
Facing over 200 German aircraft, Uxbridge threw everything it had into the fray.
It became almost impossible to find space to put these blocks all together, and the plots were all getting mixed up, and you'd get mixed up with your person next door. It was a madhouse. It really was.
At one crucial moment during this extraordinarily tense, dramatic time, Air Vice Marshal Park, who was in charge of the whole operation, told him that there were no more reserves.
Every available fighter plane was committed to the battle. Both the British and the Germans suffered heavily through the day. There were wild claims from each side over the number of planes shot down.
Churchill was intensely moved by the Uxbridge experience, and he went home excited, elated, exhausted, thinking that the British claims that we had shot down 185 German aircraft was correct. It wasn't correct. We'd shot down about a third of that, about 60. Nevertheless, it was the culmination of the Battle of Britain, something that he had witnessed at first hand. And it marked the end, really, of the German attempt to attack Britain by air during the daylight.